In the pulsating heart of Rome, under the shadow of the Grand Colosseum, an emperor sits alone in his study at dawn. Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors, a man whose power is unmatched, chooses to begin his day not with decrees or discussions of war, but with reflections on human nature and divine wisdom. What do we have in common with the divine? He ponders, his voice softly echoing off the stone walls. What do the sacred scriptures teach us about virtue and morality that I, as a follower of Stoicism, also seek? Marcus Aurelius, a devotee of Stoicism, a philosophy that preaches mastery over desires and passions, finds a surprising parallel in the words of the Bible. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, he reads, a passage from Romans that resonates with his own quest for wisdom. Marcus Aurelius's journey is one of introspection and enlightenment, not unlike that of a biblical pilgrim. He seeks ataraxia, the peace of mind that comes with acceptance of the flow of life, just as the believer seeks peace in the embrace of God. How, then, can we live a good life? Marcus Aurelius questions, his mind wandering through the stories of Abraham, Moses, David, men of faith, men of flaws, men of unshakable strength. The answer, he concludes, lies in the simplicity of virtue, in the purity of righteous action, in the courage to face what we cannot change, and in the wisdom to discern what we can. The emperor rises, his silhouette cut against the dawnlight now bathing his study. He is ready to face another day, armed not with the sword, but with philosophy and faith, intertwined in a fabric of understanding that transcends time and culture. May this day, he declares, be a testimony to the strength that comes from serenity, the power that resides in humility, and the greatness found in kindness. And so, the emperor emerges from his sanctuary of reflection, to rule an empire with the wisdom of the ancients and the faith of the devout. He is Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic, the emperor, the man who sees the hand of God in every falling leaf, in every decision he makes, in every moment of silence that brings him closer to the divine. As the day progresses, Marcus Aurelius walks the palace corridors, his thoughts still immersed in the intersection between Stoic philosophy and biblical principles. He reflects on the ephemeral nature of life, a truth recognized and taught by both Stoicism and the Bible. Like a river, life flows, ever moving, never the same, he murmurs, recalling the words of Heraclitus, a pre-Socratic philosopher who also found echo in the scriptures. Ecclesiastes tells us there is a time for everything, and a purpose under heaven. So too is life, a cycle of seasons, each with its purpose and beauty. As evening approaches, Marcus Aurelius withdraws to the quiet of his gardens, a place where he can contemplate the natural order of the world. He watches the trees, steadfast and resilient, and sees in them a lesson of endurance and adaptation. The trees do not worry about tomorrow, they simply are, he thinks. Is not this what Matthew advises us? Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. As the sun begins to set, painting the sky orange and purple, Marcus Aurelius is moved by the magnificence of creation. The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands, he quotes Psalm 19, finding a deep harmony between his philosophical quest and the faith expressed in the psalmist's words. Night falls, and the emperor returns to his study, determined to record his reflections. True wisdom, he writes, comes from understanding that we are but a small part of something much greater, be it the cosmos of the Stoics or the kingdom of God of the Christians. And in both, we find the call to live justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly. He pauses, his pen suspended in the air, and then adds, may we all find the peace that transcends understanding, the peace that Stoicism and the Bible promise, the peace that comes not from external conquests, but from victory over our own desires and fears. With these words, Marcus Aurelius ends his day, his mind and heart filled with a wisdom that is both ancient and eternally new. He sleeps not as an emperor with dominion over lands and seas, but as a man who seeks to master the only frontier that truly matters, that of his own being.